It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle so they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀, làmọ̀ dojodojo.
Hello there.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀, làmọ̀ dojodojo. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is brunch time with Maiyegun. Thanks so much for joining me once again. Share this broadcast after reading the caption of it, the description. Share it. That is right. Tell everyone of them. Maiyegun today. Tan tan tan. Ani esunraki.
Maiyegun today. Ojelu esunraki.
Ndume. You remember him? I'll tell you about him. Don't worry. He is one of the 109 senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And he just came out now to say thiefnubu is inaccessible to them. And at the same time, thiefnubu's regime is led by kakistocrats as well as kleptocrats. We'll talk about that. If Nigeria collapse, blame thiefnubu. Threats every AK day from this northern element, right? The young man killed himself in Nigeria yesterday. I'll tell you about that too. Tragedy. Today, a two-story building that was housing the students who we believe, they said they were sitting for an examination. The house collapsed, the building collapsed this afternoon. In Jos, the number of people or the number of casualty is yet to be ascertained, but people have died. Children.
The cost of fuel has gone up. Food and other prices have followed it. Households and businesses struggling. Things seem anxious and uncertain. I understand the hardship you face. I wish there were other ways, but there's not.
Thank you. So good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. It is Maiyegun's brunch time. Remember, now, one of those who were among the northern rogues who have been blowing cold and hot. They were blowing cold and hot at the same time when Bokuwari, okay, put it this way, they were blowing cold when Bokuwari was destroying Nigeria. They were helping him to shape the laws, shape the narratives, and also back in the northern Nigeria, they ensured that none of them could really stand up against what they were facing under APC, Egbekegbe, during the Bokuwari's time. Ndume became famous under Goodluck Ebele Jonathan when Ndume became the middleman between the Boko Haram terrorists and Nigeria. Then he got arrested. So he said he was framed. He was only trying to work out peace because his own communities, his own senatorial district, his state, his region was under the terrorist attack. Then afterward, APC, Egbekegbe came in and he joined them. Being part of them, Bokuwari came and they started their rehabilitating terrorists in Nigeria. That's not rehabilitation though, but story for another day. Some of these guys were among those who initially told us that Bokuwari was clearing the mess of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan when it comes to insecurity in other areas. Well, table turned again, like I said, blowing cold and blowing hot. So Ndume is among those who also stood behind thiefnubu as the Lagos miracle worker. Now, that's a story for another day as well. But there is something very much kind of evil that brought these guys together that then bring about this calamity, this bloodbath, this economic ruins that you are witnessing today was because of, number one, the interest of their religion. Number two, the interest of their northern Nigeria, northern bloc, which is mostly about northern political and the other elites, so to say. So whatever the arrangement was, Ndume is back and somehow he's playing the opposition role inside his own, I believe, right? Anyway, so Ndume came out and he complained that, listen, if all of you want to know the truth, it is a pure cabal thing, according to him. He said, you can all see what is going on in Nigeria. You can all see the brains and the ideas of these supposed Lagos boys, what they have done to Nigeria. But a lot of you have no idea that it is even worse, and it will be more worse because thiefnubu like Boko Haram, has clannished his regime, but it didn't clannish his regime with best minds, best brains. Rather, thiefnubu's regime is filled with thieves, economic saboteurs. And as for thiefnubu himself, he is no longer accessible. Now, the lamentation is in two ways. You can see it in two ways. The first one, let's hear the wail of a wailer, okay, among those who probably is not actually directly affected, though. So let's clear that area. But one thing is this, he is speaking from the position of the political elite of northern Nigeria, who have been issuing constant and continuous threat of how thiefnubu is this, thiefnubu is that. And I'm talking about those, like I said, who were much like blowing cold when Boko Haram was destroying Nigeria. But somehow now you can, like I said, two ways. The first one is you don't see him as Ndume as one of them, but listen to what he had to say. Then the second way, which is pretty much like unavoidable, okay, is the fact that it's just been a year after the traumatic 8 years of Boko Haram, of what northern Nigeria did to Nigeria, the northern political elites, those who are with Boko Haram, what they did to Nigeria and the future of Nigeria. So what people are saying is, if there are people that are possibly should be talking, number one, right, it shouldn't be these northern enablers who encouraged Boko Haram at the time that whether we liked it or not, even half-dead Boko Haram will complete 8 years. So for them to now be out of power after a year, and they are beginning to act like they love Nigeria, they care for Nigeria, this country. Yeah. So that's the second one. For my own view of it all is just to hear from the horse's mouth, okay, what normally they would deny among themselves. You see, if I say something, right, you are likely going to be like, how did you know about that? How do you know? Are you there? Were you there? But most of what I would say to you have been said by these rogues from all the tribes and ethnic and religion in Nigeria, right? But hearing it from them could give a better context to the message I want you to see from the whole thing. These are the people, right, that tomorrow they will tell you thiefnubu is doing well. The moment whatever their agenda or their interest is what they are pushing, some of them have heard, and I'll tell you, right? Whatever their agenda or whatever it is that they are missing out on, something that kept them comfortable with Boko Haram while they ruined and destroyed Nigeria. Now that thing had been taken away, I believe. Somehow, now they will push the agenda of, he's bad. And everybody will be like, it's true, he's saying the truth. Then the same set of criminals will turn around in another few weeks. And then they will begin to speak in another language. And you'll be like, no, that's not true. It is because when politicians complain publicly, it is not because they care about you. It is because they need to use your own, your own hardship in a way to push their way. That's what I say in this. So, let's go listen to how Ndume, part of those who are the kleptomaniacs, the overfed buffoons, speaking from the position of privilege, right? What he has to say about Kolu. The first part is, it's not accessible. We are no longer seeing him. Before now, his house in Abuja, we all used to go there, even up to 3 a.m. Now we don't see him. Look at the country. The first part with Charles on Arise.
If you know the president before now, then you know that the whole scenario has changed. This is somebody, he stays in Lagos. If you go to Bodilon, anytime, any day, anytime in the night, you can go to Bodilon 2 o'clock. And in most cases, you find President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, receiving people in and out. If you come to where he stays in Abuja here, Lagos, in the Lagos house, you will know from when you take a turn whether he's in town or not, any time of the day. There are times you can go there 3 in the night and you'll meet him there. But now, if you go to Villa, the front of Villa, it's like a graveyard because they don't allow anybody to go and see Mr. President.
Well, let me take you up on that because you suggested that the government or the presidency, indeed the presidency specifically, has adopted a closed-door policy, and that even ministers and members of the National Assembly, presumably like yourself, are struggling to engage with the president. I mean, that sounds pretty serious, doesn't it?
Yeah, it seems, but that is the truth. The only thing, the news media put certain things not exactly the way. So now that I'm talking to you, hear it from the horse's mouth.
Absolutely.
In every government, it's like that. You have the gatekeepers. Those who want the president to know everything and to have other opinions will even encourage those that matter in the government to come over because, during Buhari's administration, which I thought was not that good. But if you compare this now to Buhari's regime, you will give Buhari a thumbs up. Because
some would say that would be rather difficult to do.
Because at least he opens up, people come to see him. I'm quoting, you quote me, and if it's not true, I don't speak just like that.
Right.
There are some ministers don't have access to Mr. President. The only access they have to Mr. President is when they are maybe invited, and some may not be invited, or when they go for council meeting. And when they go for council, by the time the president goes in, all of them are seated. And the president is the first person to leave. You can't say, I want to, that is it. There is a procedure. And then the SGF, who is supposed to be the clearinghouse, I don't know about, I've not seen him most lately. But I'm telling you, Charles, I won't come to the TV or even in private lie.
So have you had a challenge in seeing the president yourself personally?
Well, let me tell you one thing. The president severally, if we meet in the public, he will say, Chief Ndume, why are you not coming? Why am I? And I said, no, Mr. President, when you look for me, I'll be there.
Did you say to him, well, he's not allowing me to come in?
I said it once to one of his staff, that they are the people that are keeping us out of this place. And so I will not struggle to come and see Mr. President, but I have an obligation to speak for the people, or speak for my people, or speak as a senator. You can imagine I am the chief whip. If a chief whip cannot have access to Mr. President, the new senators, of course.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, let me tell you. And let me tell you in difference to it. Obasanjo started, during his government, in 24 hours, if any senator wants to see him, nobody will ask him, what do you want to see the president for? He makes sure that within 24 hours, any senator has access to him. Ministers go in and out. Obasanjo, as old as he was older than our president, he will be saying, that is politics. You talk to the people, hear from the people. But now, to me, it seems, besides shielding Mr. President, they always give him assurance that everything is out there, is all right out there. And that is not
nuisance, Lily.
So did you get the context I wanted you to grasp, right? Even though there is something in there that you can't wish away. And that is the fact that the ministers that work for the president, they can't just go and see him. Like he's operating a closed door policy, right? But why do you have to go and see him personally if you are not a minister working for him or working with him, rather? Because mostly they are working for him rather than work with him. Politician, it's called access. That's what everyone buys. That's why they speak glowingly. That's why they lie publicly in order to call blue black or to call white red. Access. Just say something nice, and then you will be invited. Or you will be given the access that says anytime, any day is coming. Once the president is in, let him in. Don't stop him on the way. There are people like access. And this access is just to go and seek personal favor. Sometimes they'll disguise personal favor as the favor for their people. So that then makes this single man like a godlike. So if you don't have access, you are out. You don't know what's going on inside. Others have access. Do you get what I mean? So by so doing, you have to show working, you have to show loyalty publicly if you want to have access and possibly get whatever you want. Because it's just by a flick of a finger. Say, Mr. President, please, I just want, if you can give me this, so, and so, and they say, okay, consider it done. And that's it. Access. Access to have a closeness to the kleptomaniacs. He said more here, describing those around him now.
Well, first of all, let me honor, as you rightly said, I'm supposed to be one of the top member of this government or the committee. And most importantly, I have this relationship with, personal relationship with Mr. President dates back long. We're very, very anxious, looking forward to what and believing in what he said, the renewed hope. And when he came on board, you can see he's somebody that is very anxious about, and that was why he is used to taking some bold decisions. But as I said, and I'm on TV, I speak straight.
Indeed.
If there's anybody that will, say what I'm saying is not true, can come up tomorrow and talk to Charles. This government is going down, and that is because it's, yesterday I did not say it is taken over or polluted by plutocrats. No. If it were plutocrats, it would be better. But this government, and you can quote me on that, is now run by kakistocrats. And that's very, very dangerous.
Explain.
Kakistocrats? I have it here. You can check the definition. It's a government run by worst, least qualified, and most unscrupulous citizens. I'm not the first one that says.
Right, because the reason you were quoted as saying by several different sources, as saying that the government's been taken over by plutocrats. And I was going to ask you to clarify that, because plutocrats are wealthy people, who are running sort of a government.
No, this government is populated by kakistocrats and kleptocrats.
Right, okay, kleptocrats, yes. People who are members of the kleptocracy, who are basically dipping their hands into the till
to make
all the time.
Government for what they can make for themselves.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that is not what the president personally, as I know him, as I said, is up to. He really meant this renewed agenda hope thing. But you can only do that when you have people around you that are on the same kind of thinking.
Right.
But this is not what is happening right now. And as you can see, 1, 2, 3 incidences where when the president realizes he is not ashamed of taking decision to correct it. Even when it started with appointments and all that. And the same thing with policies. When they bring policies that the people are against, I give you an example recently with this cyber crime levy. When the president realized that you have not heard about it, he again equally suspended it. What I'm hoping now is that he will look out and get, I don't believe, again I say, that he is in the real picture of what is happening out there. People are angry. You can't imagine the number of calls I received today, including yourself.
I called you very early in the morning.
Yeah, but what were you saying? Hey, you are yourself again, because you say it as it is and you come. Look, somebody has to do this. I'm 64 years old. I thank God for everything. And I think what is left to me as a politician or expected of me is to speak out the truth to whoever he is. Well, first of all, let me...
Did you get that? Someone said they will go on TV to begin to speak useless big grammars. Well, he's right. Thiefnubu's illegitimate regime is going down. But is it going to go down alone? That's the point. Or is it going to possibly stay down? That is what you are about to find out. If Thiefnubu's illegitimate regime goes down, the thing is, it won't go down alone. It will take with it the likes of Ndume and many others. Because, yeah, in case if you don't know how they operate, it is either their way or the highway. Yes. So Ndume believes, which is true, that those around appointed by Thiefnubu are just there to work on what they can make for themselves. Absolute truth. There is no mixture. No mixture, rather. I mean, you have been hearing about Bill. Okay, take a listen. Bokwari borrowed in 8 years, right? Bokwari borrowed the total of 110 trillion. They are hiding some of them from you, but they said it is just 85 trillion. I don't know. My record says 110 trillion. That was the debt, right? How much Bokwari borrowed. And including the money he printed, right? And up to this moment, nobody can point to one thing. Started, completed with part of that money. Nobody. To this moment, nobody. And not just that. That's for 8 years. Within that 8 years, out of that money, 27.4 trillion was printed cash. If you exchange it with the exchange rate of that time, that is over $50 billion. $50 billion. The money was shared among all the 36 states and the local government and the rest of them, and the money disappeared. Rather than reduce poverty, improve infrastructure, it got them more decayed, and poverty became the way of life. Then fast forward to last year, and Susiwaju DSC to this year. Between May 2023 and May 2024, Thiefnubu has printed over 15 trillion to start with. Odukonyo, just 1 year of 15 trillion. And he has borrowed extra 19 trillion. If you convert it to 34 trillion in 1 year. Now, poverty has become something that is now doing, what do you call it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 challenge in Nigeria, jumping from year to year. And nobody is safe as we speak. In 1 year. So you can imagine what it is going to be like. But if you ask them, oh yeah, what did you do with 34 trillion? Oh yeah, ask them. What did Thiefnubu and your state governors, what did they do with 34 trillion? This is borrowed money. Do you know how much they have shared in the last 1 year alone? I will tell you, sure. At the average of sharing over 2 trillion naira, At a point, they shared over 4 trillion. But let's just use the average of 3 trillion in a month. Federal, state, and local governments, right? Since Tinubu came in and told you he removed subsidy. Remember, all of them have been collecting more money now. Right? At the average of 30 million, do you know how much that is? That is 36 trillion naira. 36 trillion naira is the money they have shared among themselves. Among that money, they borrowed, then they borrowed another 34 trillion. That's over how much? 70 trillion. How much? 70 trillion naira in 1 year. Ibolobosi. People are more poorer. They are starving. People are dying. You know? And it's obvious everywhere. So imagine what it's going to be like. So it's going down. And it is filled with kleptocrats. Our kleptomaniacs. Kakistocrats. People who are just there, called opportunists. And you can see on their faces, all of them, in the face of the failure and failing country, or failed country though, right? They are still there, expanding and, wasting that same scarce resources, Baba. Yeah? So yeah, he's right. I just don't know how long it's going to take them for the entire thing for the ocean to hit the fan. Because I was, in fact, you know what? Let's go to that just. I want to show you what happened there. The scene of the collapsed building. Just before I get kind of more and more into this, here is the scene of the collapsed building in Jos North. It's called a secondary school with students inside. May the soul of the departed rest in peace. I mean, is that not the common saying? Because I don't know how hypocritical that is. Because I don't understand how the life snuffed out of you like that will have your soul's rest. That's going to make my soul restless. Because you'll be wondering what happened. Like, if we were to imagine what it's going to be like that, you are seated there, figuring out and trying to figure out how to answer this question, right? A child sitting for an examination in an unsafe place, writing. And then, that's it. Dead. How can such a soul rest when people responsible for that, poor structure are still very much in government? They are still there building the similar structure everywhere, endangering the lives of more. And not until when another one happens again, right? Nobody cares. So when we do that prayer, sometimes it sounds kind of, to me, hypocritical, but we still say it. Because everyone says it. justice for people who died in what do you call it, in a construction defect or something like that, in order to prevent such happening again, people responsible for such a structure not only should be, after investigation found that to have used some substandard materials in constructing these things and cutting, just because they corruption or just because they are cutting, their own whatever, like their own profits, corruption. Then they build their substandard structure that can take your life anytime. They built their substandard roads. They built substandard schools. They built everything substandard enough just because of what they want to take for themselves. Nobody really get punished for it. No. Just ask yourself, what is the worth of life? And as for the children who are witnessing that, the trauma will remain with them as they are lifting their colleagues from the rumble, right? As they are lifting them up, putting them on the ambulance, dead. So the trauma will remain with them as well. And that is the baptismal of fire of being born in and raised in the contraption. If you survive in that place, you can survive anywhere. That's also another slogan of a typical Nigerian. They will tell you, if you survive in Nigeria, you can survive anywhere in the world. Because the way we were baked, the trauma we were subjected to, they say they are meant to make us strong. They are not to keep. They said if they don't kill us, they are to make us strong. But this is a lifetime trauma that have created millions of monsters in a country that is now, man, so lost, right? A lot of us have been so messed up. Our brains messed up. Our, everything messed up right from when we're so young. And we're just meant to be stronger, just live through it and become a strong man, a strong woman. Damaged people. And they continue to do that even to our children. They will continue, the system continue to do that, to continue to damage our own children too. There's no way the damaged people can make a good country. So probably, if they have to conduct a research on the trauma that every Nigerian has been through, we might actually have the answer to why the worst of Nigeria are the ones leading Nigeria. It could be probably, the answer will be there. How our DNA, our gene, our thinking, our mental health were all messed up. To create a country where you just be like, oh, what's going on? Why are people thinking like this? And all that. So a young man who had his tricycle confiscated by the Kaya, being a last man, or what have you. So they took his tricycle, his commercial tricycle from him, and he became jobless. And that is still his own means of survival. They were asking him for a bribe. He had no money. He kept going back to the place to beg them to release his tricycle. They won't accept to pay a bribe. And guess how much is the bribe? 50,000 naira. This young man won't be able to even pay 5,000 naira if he doesn't have his tricycle to work with. But the cold-hearted criminals, right, who decided to use their little position as well, just what it is in that contraption. Everyone wants to, everyone wants to sort of assert their dominance. Every given power, every little power, even person with them saying they share drink for party, himself could be like a chairman and say he won't give to those he chooses not to because he has the power to decide who is going to have part of, who's going to share in that drink, in that drop. So power, those they put in charge of food, they too, they will kind of, assert and exercise some power. They can decide who eats and who is not going to eat. Same thing applies to those in public office. No empathy, no sympathy, no human anything. It is just part of the damaged people who are also working the system to damage others as much as they can. So they saw his situation and it was like, you won't be the first. Go and find something else to do. We have taken your tricycle. If you don't pay us, we don't give it back to you. The young man won't have the money. The young man was suffering. He couldn't take care of his family. At a point, he decided to just go there and end it. So he went straight to the office, found a tree nearby, and he hung himself. A typical Nigerian. And you know something, right? As tragic as that is, as sad as it is, as this, the story itself, as heartbreaking as it is, sometimes I kind of feel like without having to use the tragedy of one, okay, to sort of push an agenda. This is not an agenda, it's just a pure advice. Like, number one, the system has rigged you so much. The criminals have taken so much from you. They give you Okada when they are doing campaigns. Then they confiscate the Okada after the campaigns because they want to be seen working. Then they repeat the cycle all the time. Now you have different people who are multitasking you. This is a country where jobs are not being created. You have to create your own job. Now you have found a means of trying to do something legally. Then the government built a business on you with different kind of people collecting money from you every day, collecting your earnings from you. Now you are enduring that. That's so bad enough. You are not supported. You are being what? You are being ripped off. You know it. But you are just coping. They do whatever they like anytime they want. You can't see anything. Then you're so tired of it all. They want to kill you. Okay, say you want to kill me. Okay, I'll go kill myself. Alaye, why you no go kind of like, why would you just go down just like that? Since you've concluded that you want to kill you or you're going to kill yourself. That's such a coward way to go. If Nigeria's situation frustrates you to the point that you think you want to end it and you want to off yourself or something, which I completely advise you against, talk to somebody. Like, why would you kind of end your life? Now, if you have to do that, I mean, why should you kind of like go down alone? Like situation that gets you thinking enough that I'm just going to. But that means you are irredeemable. So why would you just go and leave the people who caused you that? Typically, right? This is the way that people kind of, you see, I'm talking to some of you who are so, I don't know what people are going through, and I don't know how deep what you are going through is. I have said this before. No matter what you are going through in Nigeria or anywhere in the world, don't kill yourself. Honestly, life is, this life is in phases. Well, I know. I might be speaking from a position of privilege. You may be looking at me like, okay, I'm speaking from a position, he's talking from the UK. So he's trying to be a motivator. I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm not trying to motivate you. I'm just trying to kind of tell you what and how I see life and whatever you are probably going through, especially in Nigeria. I have been there too. And not once did I ever think, you know what they talking from where I come from? About no matter what, I don't feel myself. And it's true. But if you have these so strong feelings that see what this government has caused you, it is also a means of protest to take the battle to them. What's the worst case? They'll kill you. Okay? Let them do it. Let the world see it and see why you were killed by them. So it's such a coward way to go. A lot of people are doing it. They are jumping over the bridge. My life has no meaning. I have been a graduate for 10 years. I do not have any purpose. Because of this, I'm sorry, dear. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, mom. I'm sorry. Come on, man. you could become a symbol that will kind of end it, even if you have to. Because if you let them and say, okay, somebody who has been without a job, a graduate without a job for 10 years, drove straight into the government house where the governor and his cabinet were meeting, armed to the teeth, and the rest is history. That is how Akwa State became governorless. You say, jobless people, don't they enter government house now to deal with this, their governors, their lawmakers? Hey, we better do something, oh. I beg, how many jobless people do we have in our state? We will do something, oh. You just go out there and your news is everywhere, and a lot of people are just being like, those who are responsible for this, they won't take any responsibility. The other day, that guy that climbed the MTN mast in Abuja, they have sent him to psychiatric home now. After that, he's going to go to jail for 1 year. You will never hear from him again. Yeah, they have law. If you try to kill yourself in Nigeria and you fail, you will go to jail for 1 year after psychiatric examination. So you need to do your findings very well. If you feel like you won't end up, why not just get yourself ready, and all of that stuff, and enter Aso Rock? See how many you fit take down before they take you down. At least you go die. You go like a warrior. You go like a hero. The whole world will tell your story. Instead of a story of a frustrated man, frustrated by the system, that hung himself in front of the office. They will ask them to bring you down and take you somewhere, and that's it. They will continue to victimize others. They will continue to what? Traumatize others. And is that going to be the cycle? The cycle will be like, oh yeah, we'll just go in and Jerry. So there's so much, I'm equal anymore. What do you think? For example, now, those of you who have lost everything, when APC, when you are, maybe some of you joined them to shout change. Maybe you didn't. But just imagine you've lost everything. You won't try to japa and deny you visa. You can't lose everything. No more, no nothing anymore. You can't deny Nigeria, they talk, say, you are now wondering, but she must Allah, Baba, to what the level, yeah. If you don't get to that level that you cannot talk to people, you cannot. Hang on, I want to sneeze.
Somebody say you should be saying that all this your shepherd and he is using bodyguard. Sorry, and that is what religion has done to a lot of people, including our nation. When you keep on telling our people that giving will make you rich, and we have several graduates who are jobless. Giving will make you rich, and you are giving to the rich, and the Bible says you become poor. Me, conveniently, you see me using 5G, by your 1, by your 2, by your 3, by your 4, and the 6th one, Mopo, Amatekun. Then the one in front, soldier, and you are still giving to me. You are not waking up. Somebody say you should be saying that.
You are not. I just had this big sneeze, and I didn't want to have that captured on the camera, right? Anyway, so please don't kill yourself. Talk to people. I know they have an emergency number in Nigeria. They should have an emergency number in Nigeria. For example, if you call 112 in Nigeria, you can speak to an emergency line if you really need help. Yeah, I know you don't believe me, but it does exist. I'm serious. Okay? There was one where, I didn't save the video. I would have shared that with you, right? There's one where you could, oh my God, I'm going to do it again. Please.
What shall I say unto the Lord?
Yes, Lord.
All I have to say,
Thank you, Lord.
Let me thank you, God. You get what I mean? So they've got this 112 in Nigeria. You could call them. It's just that I don't even know if those ones too are also like they are also affected. so to say. So I'm going to go look for that clip and I'll share that with you. Okay. And yes, don't kill yourself. And if you get to that stage and all that, I will advise you go like a hero. Okay. Do it in a way that so many Nigerians are going to, you won't believe what you're going to become. So, but the criminals in Nigeria have also said that Nigerians are too poor to revolt. Have you heard that? They say Nigerians are too poor. They are too weak to revolt. Hunger in the land. They are all enough to keep all of you under their control, so to say. Well, time will tell. That's something I do know. Time will tell. But before the time tells, though, right? I don't know if you know this, but you need to follow it too, okay? Right now, as people are complaining about hunger, this, hunger, that, the Nigerian politicians from across Nigeria, they are contemplating in creating the following states in Nigeria, just in case if you are not following them, okay? So, you have 1 circle, right? Found it. So you see all those ones in yellow, right? They're trying to create what they call the Kainji states, New Oyo states, Ijebu states, Oshe states out of Ondo, Benin, and Edo. Create Idu states out of Niger, part of Abuja, Kwara. They also will be creating Kainji states, Gurara states, Baji or something, Katagun. Then when you come down here, you see Apa states. In the eastern part of Nigeria, they're trying to create Adada state in Enugu, Anioma states from part of Edo, Delta, and Anambra, including part of Imo too. So trying to create Aba states, Ogoja states, as well as see that one on the top right, Amana states, New Oyo, Ijebu, and all that. And as you are watching this video, this state creation reading has actually crossed, has kind of passed the first reading. It's on the second reading. So you see, right now, some of these, just because of the judgment of the Supreme Court as well. So I saw one, Abobaku, who was going lyrical. Asiwaju is restructuring Nigeria without making any noise, because to them, restructuring Nigeria means somebody will just kind of play out this kind of scheme and then that's it. Everybody will just be fine. Anyway, currently they have 36 states in Nigeria with 36 state house of assembly, 36 governors, 36 deputy governors. Okay, so they have national assembly from this state as well. Mostly you have, I think you have 9 House of Representatives, and then 3 senators. Okay, so Nigeria is paying currently, right? Nigeria is spending more than 2 trillion naira to manage their political class all over Nigeria monthly. And a year, that is practically over how much? 24 trillion naira. And they will create more. So more states means, even though some of them, as we speak, more than 90% of Nigerian states are currently unable to even pay their workers their salaries. And majority of them depends. 90% of them depends on the allocations of the money they share from Abuja. Right? And when they share this money, it goes into the hands of, like I said, the hands of these state governors and then a local government. No, maybe not local government, but maybe local government as well now, right? So what's creating more states means is that these guys are planning to create 50 states. Okay, everything will be 50, like a United States of America. And with the 50 states, you have 50 governors. 50 deputy governors, 50 state House of Assembly members, 50 states with state House of Assemblies. You would have, what else? More senators. You currently have 109 senators from 36 states plus Abuja. So when you create extra 14 states, right? So you will need extra, let's use averagely, okay? 2 senators, 2 times 14, 28 senators, okay? So that automatically will take your senators in Abuja to 137 senators. So your House of Representatives, right, is currently 360 House of Representatives members, okay? So with the 14 extra states, 9 times 14, help me. 14 times 10, 140. 140 minus 14, that's a 126, right? So add 126 plus the 360 Senate House of Rep members, so you get 486. So your House of Rep will grow from 360 to 480 something, 86. Then your senators will grow from 109 senators to 120 something senators, right? Now put all this together when you need to buy them cars, when you need to give them allowances and things to buy. What people need is, let's call for a national conversation, okay? With the two proposals, okay? The first proposal would be, 1, for those of you who are so scared to live alone because that name, Nigeria, you like it so much, and you want to keep on, and you want everybody to still keep part of that, right? Okay, great. Then you will break up the entire country into, let everybody go into their separate regions where people have affinity, where they have common, anything in common, all right? So you let them form their own union within the union, okay? And you will call them regions or whatever, counties, whatever you want to call them. But let them share their affinity and the wealth of their land, the resources of their land, and make their own laws, their defense, and everything. Let them do that. Everybody does same. You get that now? So that simply means that may everybody day in day. So then we'll share something in common as common interest, okay? That will contribute to defense. So defense means, right? National Guard. National Guard means not National Army, not Nigerian Army, no, National Guard. That National Guard simply means that everybody equally, as they wish, they will contribute members of their own guards who are going to be in their own different countries inside that place, okay? Do you understand what I'm saying, right? Maybe I should begin to use names, right? Let's say the Igbos form their own union and call it Biafra, okay? But it's still part of that contraption somehow, right? However, the Igbos who are going to be making their own laws about their own land, their own currencies, their everything, like we have in the UK, okay? No, not currencies. Put that away, put that aside. So they have their own security outfit that protects the Igbo land, harm to the thief, whatever name they want to call them. But with an obligation that if Nigeria should come under attack, for example, or any part of Nigeria comes under attack from foreign aggressor, right? So this union, everybody inside this union, the Yoruba Union, the Igbo Union, the Ijo Union, I'm just using that now, okay? Now, they have according to their law, right? They have the obligation to contribute to the National Guard to go and protect that part of Nigeria as they want. So they would debate it in their region and say, should we send members of our National Guard to go join others in combating terrorism in Zamfara? If the House passes it, then you will see the trained soldiers, right, who are going to now join other people from other regions, contributed army from other regions, and all of them will now be tagged with National Guard. They will now go to that region and fight it. Apart from that, everybody day in day. You understand? So this union can then possibly have what you call, listen, it can have what you call a common currency, a common passport, And then, yeah, like sharing the defense together, okay? So this same thing as well will now mean that this union, right, they will agree what percentage of their money they want to contribute to the center to run the currency this, to run the defense that, to run, you know what I mean? Like, that's the first option. The second option in the national dialogue is going to be anybody who doesn't want to be part of this, they have the chance to leave now. Do you want to be part of this one? I said number one. Or babu babu mba. You have that choice. No, 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 no. We don't want to be part of your confederation. We just want to go and be our Biafra. We just want to go and be our Kwararafas. Or we want to just go and be our own Benin Kingdom. I'm just saying, every part of every group that is part of that contraption should be given a chance to say, yes, we want to be part of it. Nobody should be forced to remain part of it. That's the two options, right? It's not the creation of states, because you see, you do not need 50 governors, 36 governors, okay? You only need 6 or 5 administrative or whatever you want to call it. Now, when you have them, they can then have county representatives, the ones that represent every community that is mapped into that your administrative block or administrative map. And all these people are public servants. They are not your public masters like you currently have. And then you will see how the cost of all this, cost of maintaining all these rogues will just kind of dried up and made available for something better. We need to have that conversation about that contraption. Everybody who has an idea, restructure this, create more states, create this or that. These are people who are just helping this Lugard enterprise to continue to exist based on the design of the Lugardarians, or what do they call them? Nigerians. You know? So there's no restructuring that could be done behind there's no amendment of any of your trashy constitution that can be done behind the scene. There's no scheme agenda that anybody can cook anywhere thinking this is going to solve it, that's going to solve anything, without the people themselves being on that table and say, do you want this or not? And if you can't form a quorum and all of that, right, then do a referendum. Let's put it through a popular vote. Do you want to be part of Nigeria? Yes or no? No. Yes. No. Let the people decide. But with these rogues who think they know what the people want, with these rogues who believes that they have an idea of what Nigeria needs, we tell them to keep at it before everything will now kind of like collapse over you. And you will have no Nigeria to save anymore. You will only have yourselves to save. We will only have ourselves to save. And the whole shit hit the fan, right? Having said that, part of the contributions that will continue to guarantee the, the demise of this contraption sooner or later is the endemic or the pandemic of corruption. Do you know that there is a report that just came out, right? There's a report that just came out and said that within a single year, 2023 to 2024, over 723 billion naira was given as bribes. And listen, these are bribes given, guess who are at the top of the table? Judges and magistrates. The average cash bribe paid in Nigeria in 2023 amounted to 8.2 billion. So they said this national average masks. So what I mean is that 8,284 naira, okay? Like if you begin to break them down, they said the lowest bribe collected in Nigeria was 8,284. Okay, so now read the rest. The national average masks large variations in the size of cash bribes paid by citizens, which can depend on a number of factors, such as the reasons for which bribes are paid and the geographical area where bribes are paid. How bribery works, for a more detailed discussion, right? So similarly, there are large variations in the size of bribes paid by citizens according to the types of public official who received them. Among all types of public official for which there was sufficient data, with an average of 31,000 naira bribe, the largest cash bribes were paid to judges and magistrates, followed by customs or immigration service officers, 17,800 naira averagely, and members of the armed forces, 16,600 naira. By contrast, much smaller average amounts were paid to doctors, nurses, and midwives, public utility officers, and other health workers. Baba, everybody is corrupt, You know when they say the beautiful ones are not yet, Baba, beautiful ones, yes, they have refused to come here anymore. Beautiful ones, okay. Judges, take a look. They said Nigerian judges collected 31,000 bribes. Shall you get me? 31,000 bribes. And as for customs and immigration, I mean, see the line now. Members of the armed forces, land registry officers, police officers, local government area representatives, tax and revenue officers, other public officials, vehicle inspection officers, teacher and lecturers, Federal Road Safety Corps, doctors, nurses, and midwives, public utility officers, abegi, one true emperor. Now who remain? Who is left? Which sector do you really think is serving the people? 723 billion naira. Where is it? 721 billion. A total of roughly 721 billion naira was paid in cash bribes to public officials in 2023, Nigeria. So if we ask ourselves, where do you think Nigeria should start from if Nigeria wants to kind of be on the right track? Where? Where? People can't think intelligently. When you're saying something right now, Nigerians are so loud and so ignorant, right? When you see some of them, loud. When you're talking about something, they jump into it and say, okay, I have something to say. When they begin to say it, you just be like, off point, off from what, you're not making any sense. But he's very confident of himself. He's saying all of this nonsense, deviating from the actual conversation, and he's feeling himself or herself, feeling like he's making sense. Let me give you an example. What can be done to help Nigeria's stop the bleeding or fiscal irresponsibility? Now, fiscal irresponsibility just simply means corruption, where people take money and they can divert the money to something. They take money for something and they can divert it to something else without any sort of consequences, right? Now, what can we do to stop that? And then you just see this typical Nigerian will jump into it and say, okay, yeah, you know something, first and foremost, I want us to know that the global economic crisis has created the loopholes and a gap in the financial world. And I say, okay, what are you trying to say? See, let me finish. I just want you to understand the bigger factor and concept of corruption worldwide. What we call corruption in Nigeria is not actually corruption. Let me give you an example. You know that Bill Gates is the world's richest man. Okay. What are you trying to say? Go. We want to stop the fiscal irresponsibility being perpetrated by politicians. And you, Dr. what? Dr. Dr. Ban Kunle. They say you are doctor of physics, Abincon, right? And you want to say something about this. Listen, let me finish. The problem with the world is that you don't let people finish. What is Bill Gates? What is this and all of that? That's what they do, typical Nigerians. And that is why they have all of the theory, okay, for everything. But when it comes to the practical, they will speak more theories. Typical, you know. So you have the criminals who are running the system, and you ask yourself, why? What can be done to stop these rogues? The best you can do to stop this rogue is to actually wipe off the entire system. I am talking about a total wipe off. Wipe out and start afresh. All these criminals have names. All the people who are taking all this bribe and manipulating the system, forging certificates, forging documents, here and there, 721 billion naira went into the hands, into the pocket of those who are supposed to be serving the public. Truthfully. I just thought I should point that out. Before we go to the next one, which is also an advice, and I put low. That's it. Laugh out loud. Kind of. Don't take my advice. You know, thiefnubu that took the state governors to court so that local governments can have their money. Sounds so great on paper, in fact, in the news. But in practice, there is something they are not telling you. I am so willing that they can sort of, since it is a place where anything goes, Nigeria is a place where anything goes. And it's the way these guys are running things in that place as well, it's like, it's a place that anything goes. So enjoy it while it lasts, if they ever pay you. But you see, the idea itself, which is practically the idea of a true federalism, okay? What is true federalism to these rogues? True federalism to them is that you chop, I shop. If you do federal, allow me, I run my own things. At the state level. Don't interfere in my own affair. Kind of, that's true federalism to them. But the true federalism is that if your law says you have 3 tiers of government, the federal government, the state, and the local government, and then you are sharing your Robin Peter to pay Paul style of allocation sharing in Nigeria, right? So you are sharing it to 51% for the federal, 25% for the states. Okay, sorry, yeah. Then maybe 24% for local governments. That's how they share the money. So how come the person that is collecting 25% is also claiming the 24%, and it is through federalism? James Ibori that looted the state and ran to the UK, and he had to go to jail in the UK. Remember, James Ibori is the guy who first spoke against that Supreme Court judgment, okay? That it is not true federalism. True federalism is when the governors continue to keep the money or dictate how the money is spent. But if your Supreme Court is the last court, whatever Supreme Court says is the last thing, Abi, everybody has to obey, even though their constitution says otherwise, right? Now, the whole conflict of a thing, in a way, okay, if the money goes straight to the local government, and to those of you who are one Nigerianist, yeah, you see, I use it properly. I didn't call you Nigerian now, okay? Because I know some of you who are one Nigerianist, but to you, this contraption can still be saved. Now, this is a chance for you. I told you yesterday that it's a good news, but even though the whole thing is just a scam, to hoodwink, deceive, and make you feel like, well, let's assume that they want to probably push it beyond what Bokwari did. Because Bokwari also had the same announcement. I don't know if you remember. This was about 4 years ago, when Bokwari announced that local government now have the autonomy, executive order. Supreme Court of Tanko Technicality also supported him, by the way, right? But none of that ever materialized. And the same Supreme Court has ruled again. And this time around, Tinubu has been looking for something to actually say, I have done this, look at this. Okay? And the people are already taking it in as well. Like, oh yeah, we are waiting for the release of the money. And let's now assume that they are going to be releasing the money to the local government areas and not to the governors as they used to do. And the governors are going to now possibly have to maybe have the naked pictures of anybody they want to sponsor to be local government chairman. Because the investment right now is that they have to trust you that if you collect the money, you will kind of share it with them. So they will probably need your note, APC, PDP now, for the governors to allow you to go be local government chairman, right? But to those of you who are one Nigerianist, okay, if you by any chance able to force them, right, a revolution that could actually really clear out all these rogues before you participate in any of the election, that angle is an area where you could possibly begin to break into their system and possibly show us what you think or show us what you prefer than the current shege you are. So I'm just saying, like, imagine you are a local government chairman, right? And they kind of pay you 800 million naira for your local government. And you are not a thief. Because now all of them, they condemn them right now. And to those of us who know Nigeria very well, right? A lot of you are only waiting for your turn. Now, if you want to prove to the world that no, you are not, when you want to, this country has to work, then maybe you should go and join the local government. Become local government chairmen, chairwomen, councillors. Because your money now comes to you. You don't have to care about who is the governor. Now you can actually begin to implement that your idea of Nigeria that you want to get through election, right? You can possibly begin to infiltrate those sectors, right? That particular local government areas, and use the money to change the lives of your people. I'm just saying. But I know, saying my imagination won't wound me. I even wrote it in the description that maybe not my imagination. But I'm not the only person who probably is currently choking on imagination. Even people from Abia, and so then dance to the news. Wherever Tinubu go, we will go. Oye kema, oze will go. I hate it. I can't speak Igbo very well, but I'm going to sing this. It's a very common song. When they hear the news that the local government money will be going to the local government straight, see the local government staff in one of the Abia state local governments.
Yes, Tinubu degezo. Oye kede, oye kada, Tinubu degezo. I know, say I didn't sing it well, but that's what I heard. So they were singing that wherever Tinubu goes, they will go. Tinubu lead, we will follow. Thank you, something like that. On a scam, and you come back here and tell me and say, Maiyegun, you said it too. Stop making it look like it takes a genius to see through their lies. It doesn't take a genius. A lot of you are just so much carried away. I mean, hang on. You have been starved with good news so much that anything you can manage. But when you begin to look at the substance, you begin to look at it very well. You realize that it is genje. It is genje. But because it is thiefnubu as well, right? And it is a lawless place where they could do whatever they want as well. Yeah. Maybe thiefnubu can just pay them. But it's all scam, okay? It's not going to pay you directly. They are there now that their state governors are currently, they are meeting. I'll tell you what they say later though. So they are meeting to decide what is going to be the next line of action. There's no way we're going to let this pass. No way. It's a good thing. They should let it pass. They should call their own the lawmakers, that the senators and reps from their states, and tell them to go change that section of the constitution that says that, and then close the joint accounts. Let the local government chairman present their own bank account, the local government account, present that and receive the money, so that you can begin to actually hold your own councillors, your own local government chairman and all that. Here you get. Somebody said, if they give them the money directly, you will see how many local government chairmen that will be chased by the EFCC. Because some of them don't even live in their own local government areas. Really? So now you will live in your local government area, okay? Now the Gen Z, or especially you, the obedience, this is your chance. If that the Nigeria you believe you can save, right? This is your chance. So call if call means it all. And then you push your revolution enough, if you do push one though. Because you are the one who has the number though. You have over 6 million, and you said you are more than 20 million as well. I'm just saying, okay, I do imagine things. And when I imagine things, I can easily pass them on and say, do you have a minute to imagine it too? So before imagination wound me, okay, I am only talking to those who believe that they can rescue Nigeria. We call people like you deluded. I like you, something. Like people who are still doing something, okay? And we are united because we have a common enemy, an establishment that has taken so much from us. The one that loves to keep us divided enough that we will never be strong enough to fight them, right? So I like you. So continue to give it a shot. So I'm just saying, if you want to go that route, it will help. Seriously. You've already tasted their rigging, you've tasted their brutality. And if you want to get them, well, this may be your chance. Except that it will never happen. Now you see this Samoa deal. They have made it more about the LGBT, about the homosexuals and the stuffs like that. Others are saying, but there are other good things in it. But nobody wants to touch it anymore. Initially, they said, thiefnubu and his gang said, there's so much misinformation about the Samoa deal. People are saying, are you mad? We are reading things here. We can see how they tweak this word here and there. What we are just saying is that there are good stuff in there that will benefit a lot of Nigerians and all that. But there is no point in lying to them, okay? If you have law in your country that is against this part of disagreement, all right, you should clear that first, or don't sign it at all. Now, they said over 180 House of Representatives members are telling thiefnubu not to implement it, but thiefnubu is saying, he will implement it. But listen to this guy. He's from, I think, Kano.
Federal government. The House notes that on June 28, 2024, the federal government signed what is known as the Samoa Agreement with the European Union, EU, to boost food security and inclusive economic development, among other vital areas. Concerned that the agreement allegedly has some clauses that compel underdeveloped and developing nations to support lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender LGBT community as condition for getting financial and other support from advanced societies. Also concerned that Article 97 of the alleged agreement, which states no treaty, convention, agreement, or arrangement of any kind between one or more member states of European Union or one or more member states of OACPS members shall impede the implementation of this agreement is seen as supremacy clause and thus violate Nigeria's sovereignty. worried that other articles, especially Article 2.5, 29.5, 36.2, and Article 88 in the Samoa Agreement that was signed by the federal government may be inimical to the interests of Nigeria as a country and the values of our people as a whole. More so, it does not contain a reservation clause. Aware that Article 2.5 states that all parties systematically promote a gender perspective and ensure that gender equality is mainstream across all countries. Also worried that the phrase gender equality, as reported, is a Trojan horse for deceptively bringing in all sorts of immorality to our country, as gender no longer means sexes, male and female, as traditionally understood. It now includes homosexualism, lesbianism, transgenderism, and animalism. Further worried that the signing of such an agreement with the aforementioned clauses, if true, violate our sovereignty and is a clear contravention of Section 12(1) of 1999 Constitution as amended. The federal government may have signed the agreement without exhaustive consultation and consideration for possible long-term consequences. Resolve to call on the federal government to suspend the implementation of the Samoa Agreement until all controversial clauses are clearly defined to make sure that they do not violate any law in Nigeria. Mandate the Committee on National Planning and Economic Development, Justice, treaties, protocols, and agreements to interface with the relevant agencies to resolve all gray areas in the agreement and report back to the House within 4 weeks. I so submit, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, before I sit down, this motion is sponsored by 88 members. Among them are 5 members of leadership, which includes the minority leader.
The great youth of Nigeria.
Great,
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 great.
greatest, yo.
You won't need a car to travel. You won't need an aeroplane to travel. You will just say, I want to go to London. And you'll be in London. Whether you believe it or not, the time is coming when you won't need a car to travel. You won't need an aeroplane to travel. You will just say, I want to go to London. And you'll be in London.
So shall it be. That's how they run it in Nigeria. No today. Oh yes, don't mix up, right? That's how they run it. They can quickly run it for you too. If you want to go to London and all of that. So yeah, these guys were like, oh, we don't want this in our country, sponsoring this or that, and all of that stuff. It is similar to give us the money, don't give us condition. Baba, nobody will give you money, we don't go give you condition. That's why you have to make sure that you respect yourselves, okay? It's unfortunate to, you see, we're talking about Africa the other day. I don't know if you remember this, right? We're talking about Africa and how the West sees Africa. Now, the West does not see Africa. Sorry, the West does not see Africans. The West sees the wealth of Africa. You see all those precious resources under our soils, right? Is what the West sees. They do not see us. Maybe to them, we are too dark to be seen. And it's unfortunate, right, that it was the Arabs that first came to rape, to loot, to plunder, and destroy Africa. They succeeded to some extent. But the West,
That's what they see in Africa. It is sad, though, okay? Because if it is about resources, yeah, the same resources we have in Africa, the west of Africa, you see these resources that is so attractive or that attracted them to Africa, it's the same resources they have in Dubai. They have in all this Arab Peninsula. Look at how the West is treating them. They didn't do anything special. No. They have oil. Saudi Arabia has oil. Then what happened? The West went there to protect the oil for their own good, and they treated the Saudis with respect till tomorrow. UAE was a backwater country. You can still go online and you will still see the picture of UAE, United Arab Emirates, Dubai, that everybody goes to now. As recent as 1990, 1991. Backwater. But look at them today. What are they? What did the West use to build the country for them? Their resources. They didn't tamper with them and say they must have democracy, this, they must have that. But in Africa, it is called the slave colony. No matter how nice they do to you, that's exactly how most of them see Africa, especially majority of them who have stolen from Africa, from their own parents, grandparents, and great-great-grandparents. So why? Why can't Africans be treated with the same respect? The resources are there, right? You want them. Now Africa have them. Take the ones you want to take, pay the right price, protect the area, protect the people in the area, at least make life better enough. But no, they said the African leaders are the greedy ones. But yet, the stolen money, including the ones you are stealing, are all banked in your Western banks. Unfortunate, right? So yeah, nobody will give you money without giving you conditions. They will give you conditions. So the only way the world will not give you conditions when they want to give you money, when they beg you with their money, is when you begin to actually treat your own people right. Save us your greed and all that. Because it's not different, right? You want Samoa money, EU money. Now they want you to kind of protect the human right, which includes the right of the LGBTQ plus or plus. Now that's the condition. When the IMF and World Bank gives your country money, they tell you to go and amend your monetary policies, increase your taxes, and all of that conditions. They give you conditions. You're being led by criminals who only seize money, or so hypocritical enough that they can brandish their religion, this, their religious, that, their traditions, this, tradition, that. But yet, every day, every now and then, their attitude, their actions completely negate the religion they are talking about. It negates the tradition they are talking about. It negates the culture that they are talking about. Because what is the culture of stealing from your people? If you are a Christian and you are a Muslim, or you are from, like all of us, are from somewhere, right? How come that the culture, the tradition did not compel you never to steal from them? Protect them and provide for them with the public fund rather than bank it outside the country. So what happened to that tradition? What happened to that religion? What happened to that culture? But it is only when it comes to the who sleeps with who that you can bring out your hypocrisy and begin to kind of sound sanctimonious. It's against our culture. If you want to give us money, give us money. Don't give us condition. It's against our culture. The same that drinking alcohol is haram, but spending the VAT from alcohol is not haram. Hypocrisy. So if you want to be respected as a people without conditions every now and then, maybe you should begin to treat yourselves right and treat your people right too. I mean, that should be the least you can do. Or yes, it is the least. Very much hypocritical criminals everywhere. We don't want Samoa deal. It's against our culture. It's against our tradition. You go still see one way that will ask me, so Maiyegun, are you trying to say that we should sign? I'm saying reject all money and you will never see any conditions from anybody. The rogues in charge of Nigeria only see money. But you are jumping up and down, talking about your tradition, your culture, your religion. But yet, all the horrible things that is happening to you are being done to you by those from your culture, from your tradition, from your religion, right? It is only where they are hypocrites. I mean, hypocrisy, religion, where they can use religion to say, we are religious people, it's against us. How about stealing? How about impoverishing or terrorizing your people? How about that? Those should be against your culture and tradition too. Same way, who is sleeping with who has now become your culture and tradition, right? But the money attached to it, money, LGBT. No, you have to take both. No one, take both. If you take this one, money, LGBT, you have to take two. We don't want LGBT. Okay, you know what? We'll take both. We'll just tell them that it's not LGBTQ. It's human rights. It's yen. Now the controversy. The region with drug pandemic where, a larger population of the young people in northern Nigeria have become drug addicts, including housewives. It is a pandemic in northern Nigeria. They will tell you it is around. They are destroying people's businesses. Who takes alcohol? Those who are taking beers and all of that stuff to northern Nigeria, they make spectacle out of that. They destroy millions and billions of businesses just because it is around to drink alcohol. I won't worry, but they are sniffing shalanga. The wearies that are sniffing shalanga, sniffing soak away to get high. They are destroying businesses of people because it is against our religion. I hate hypocrites. I don't like hypocrites. Right? Anyway, thiefnubu has signed it and they are waiting to implement it. And whatever or however this goes, right? Anything we shall go contribute to the quick destruction of this establishment. Just call me. Anytime we fight today, where they won't tear themselves and all of that. Sure, you get now. Call me. I will cover it for all of you now and bring it to you. Sure, you get. So you have people who it's a place where people are just doing what they want. Yeah, wherever they did is considered the right thing. And they can change it and say, oh, it's wrong. Okay, we're going to change it again and all that. That's not a country. It's it is a LO. Let's say. So I was going to read, but if I start reading now, we won't take calls. My fault, okay? I keep working on my start time. The problem is that I got myself trapped in traffic. The whole Glasgow right now is like they are having this construction here, this road rehabilitation there, road block here, one way there. So mental. So sometimes I have to run late, longer than usual. Unfortunately, but I'll keep trying to see the day I come early, we can read and then take calls too. Okay, so we're just going to take calls, reactions to what we have discussed so far. It's brunch time, and indeed, you don't actually really have to say something about what we have said so far. Maybe something else that you've always wanted to say or share. So I'm going to take a break. And when I come back, I'll take calls before we wrap it up today. Thank you. So please, if you have to leave as well, share this, okay? Share it and all that, okay? And if you are still going to be with me, then grab your phone, okay? I will be back.
In the time of poverty like this, the economic principle of Yusuf is what everybody should apply in his own lives. Eat little, save more. You don't know what is happening. Kese la nri lowo, makasakasa timbo. A dollar was just 800 naira or thereabout a couple of months ago. Now a dollar is over 1,000 naira. How much will it go? Nobody knows. Tori to nse falafulu. Ogba salary ikilawa. Igberaga week. Ogbera resanle like. Eat little and save more. Aye ta nje chicken ko la wa yi ma, aye shawarma ko ma, aye ice cream ko, mu gari. jẹ́ pọ̀nmọ́ gbàgbé táwọn doctors sọ pé kò ní nutritional value kí ló kẹ́ nutritional value pẹ̀lú kíní jẹ́ pọ̀nmọ́ mú gààrí orí ẹja wàláì kò rẹ́rìn bọ́ bá lọ́ ṣe fàlàfòlò pẹ̀lú owó ìyá ó jẹ ọba kẹ́. This is the time to save more. Kálukú ló mọ tí ń san lówó school àwọn ọmọ níṣẹ́. I started by paying 25,000 naira per term 2 years ago. Last year, 50,000. Wallahi, this year is 100,000 per child. Now, imagine having 4.
About that. Thank you so much for joining me and also for your patience there too, Baba. How are you?
Yeah, fine. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Yeah. I watched. I wasn't available yesterday, so I couldn't really see much of the broadcast.
Yeah, and you didn't watch it.
So, yeah, I did. I did this morning, so I was able to.
Last night.
Yes. So I was able to gather some, something, something that's make sensible, from what Brutus did and all. If you notice that, like you've always said, and everybody, I'm pretty sure everybody knows that Kenya. Politicians are more eloquent because when they talk facts, and then they talk, everybody can relate to what they are talking about. It's not, messages that doesn't have beginning and doesn't have end. It's just like
salads and all that.
And then, do you know the reason why all this thing is going on in Nigeria? Because nobody can actually say the truth. Because if they dare say the truth, they will shoot themselves in leg. in the leg, right? And the reason is that because any government that find their way to the power with and crookedly, of course, they are not there to benefit anybody than themselves.
That's right.
Are you getting me?
So that's why they feel like they are doing the people the favor. So every time they'll be wondering, why are the people not grateful? We are doing our best for you. Because they were never really elected, Is that how you see it?
Yeah. Well, I don't see anything good coming from them because they only talk. Anything that comes out from their mouth is lies. Even if some of them all try to say the truth sometimes, but somehow they will pinch or poke themselves that you better don't talk too much, because if you talk too much, all this thing we crumble. You better be careful because
remember what you are
and then so now Tinubu himself, he knows that it was rigged in, right? Because he knows that nobody voted. Of course, people voted for him, but
not
far lesser than
president of anywhere. In all honesty,
yes.
Not enough.
So and then the people who said okay, who gave the green light is okay, yeah, of course that should be enough. Those are these senators, all these governors, all this, and then they know that Tinubu didn't win, right? But they want to show that, well, we are loyal to you. They will say things that will let him understand wherever he is, inside in the corner of his bedroom in that Aso Rock there, listening to things, and then okay, yeah.
If they are not getting his attention as well, they just go to the TV and call him out.
Yes,
and then he will probably get an invite. See?
Yes. So ideally, for a president, there's no need for anybody to be loyal to you, because if truly you were being supported by the ordinary people voted you in, you won't be scared of anybody. So as Tinubu is, the corruption continues.
Yes.
They will never, he won't be able to sack anybody, because if he dare sack anybody or maybe get rid of people like Wike or whatever, they will gang up. And then because they always want to be relevant anyway. So now the other night they said, the reunion of G5, right? There's nothing. It's just like they always want to rally themselves up, like little gang in between, inside that government, so that they will be relevant.
Yeah,
are you getting my point? So
just kind of
so
to make
they
themselves still feel relevant. And since one of them is a minister, he could use his shield on the rest of them and say, don't worry, But these guys are almost nothing anymore, except for Sheyi Makinde, that is still a
they are nothing.
Right? They are almost nothing anymore.
Yeah, they are nothing. Yes, they are not. Even the governors who are there, they are nothing, because they are not doing anything. They are not doing anything for the people, ordinary people. These people are not. So Nigerians will stop listening to them. All these, like the other senator is saying that, the people in government now is kleptomania, or they are kakimania, or whatever it is. The way
or kleptocrats.
He dares not talk further. If he dare talk further, it will be doomed. He's doomed already, because he knows that they are all in the same egg. He's only waiting for Tinubu, a sign that Tinubu is leading, and then they can call him.
Like, do you believe that?
Yeah, look, Tinubu government is already down. They are only forcing it. There's nothing in that government. So whoever it is that they are preaching is down, the government is down. Whoever is preaching that the economy of Nigeria will go down is already down. In fact, they are now boring inside. It's going down inside the ground to look for oil. Much. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. You're welcome, sir.
Thanks so much for this.
Well done. Well done. Nice. You too.
Bless you. Interesting, right? To everyone calling from the US, I don't know what time it is right now in the US. It should be somewhere around 11 a.m. in the morning. I don't know that of Canada though. But but this could be your morning breakfast show. Hello there.
10 o'clock. This is 10 o'clock in the morning.
Is it
Mr.
10
Maiyegun.
o'clock? Grant.
Yes, in the morning.
How are you this
I don't
morning?
know. I'm watching you guys live, or I don't know, but sometimes they show live, and I said, let me try. Let's see.
Well, you know, you should probably have become used to the timing now, right? In the morning like this for use in America, okay, it's always live. You call it brunch time, just breakfast,
right?
Then,
Yeah.
to those of us in the UK and in the other part of North America, this is afternoon to us. Then we have our prime time. So if you see me live, the first thing you should look at is the dates. Okay, if my program is even though if I'm streaming live, right? Once you have this date covered, is a replay.
Okay.
Now maybe everybody should take note of that then. Okay. Every time you see, even though it says live, right? But you have the date covered with this atlas cycle. I mean, sort of a cycle.
Right. I see. You put all the details there.
That is replay. But when you see the date on loud and clear like this, Maiyegun is like live.
Okay. But right now you're live, right?
You are, yeah. I'm just speaking live.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How are you this
morning? To you. Fine. I've called you before. My name is Festus. A long time ago I called.
I remember you.
You remember? Yeah, I know. You have the memory of an elephant.
It doesn't, sometimes I get it mixed up, right? I get it mixed up, but I always want people to say, and I can easily just say, oh, yeah, I've spoken to you before. And I'm glad to hear from you again, though. Baba? I'm
glad to hear you. Yes, so well done. Thank you very much. And as I listen to you, I mean, you get serious, but sometimes there's some things just make you laugh. Because you just look at Nigeria like, am I, should I go? Should I visit? I mean, can you? I don't understand, but sometimes you just say, because of family, at least you want to.
You still have to.
Loved ones.
One still have to. One just have to be very careful, like how you elsewhere. It's just that it's not normal, right? For you to go to your country and you are putting plan in place, and they are mainly because you just want to be careful. Come on.
I mean,
that's something that is weird. That is not normal. People should know.
Yeah. I mean, because sometimes if you don't leave that country, sometimes you can get sucked into this corruption, like you engraved. You won't even think outside the box. As soon as you get out of the country, you don't look back like, people like you exposing a lot of things. Not like, so really, this is how dangerous this country that I've been living in. For this while, I've been walking around 12 in the midnight, everything is okay. You didn't know how now, when you go back now, you have to watch your back. How can you be living in your own country with fear? I've been in Chicago, even irrespective of crime, whatever. There's some area that exactly 3 a.m. You see cars on the road 3 a.m., 4 a.m., the morning 247. So there's no fear. Because if you just die, before you even die, if you die in 911, you don't have to give them your address. They'll trace you right there where you are. So I mean, I don't know. I don't want to compare. They are too advanced. They are in the future.
Problem, right? They don't want us to compare, but why not? Why can't we have something like that? That's my own. This is something that personally I'm always like. Before I came to this country, right? I don't know. I just felt like I was going to this place. I've seen so much online, and I have family there, and the health seems to be all right. I've got this my second or third cousins, and all of them were born
right,
and they were so young. They were already driving cars when me I don't get keke because I don't even get purpose that much, right?
Exactly.
But still, we call it hustling. That's what we call it there. Which we're like, you just have to try everything. Okay, you have just don't sit on your ass. Okay, try everything. You'll be fine. Kind of. But these guys are already they've got clarity. They've been to school, in the university. One of them was already driving. So this was the London, UK. I had that in my head.
Right.
It's going to be a great country, man. It is a great country, no doubt. Okay, but it wasn't as super superstitious as I imagined it. Okay, so when I landed in this country,
exactly,
I became more upset at those who actually make a lot of us dream of living Nigeria. Like And what's that reason why I got pretty much upset? I was like, it is the same quota now. This is the same road now. Are these not railings? These are metals now that they used to build these things, eh? We can have them in Nigeria. Now, how come we don't have that road like this? I went into the GP's office, right? And that was my first time of actually visiting a doctor in my life. And I got so treated with so much respect. I've never had that in my life.
Maybe you feel
I left Nigeria when I was 28 years old, right? I've never had such experience. But that moment,
I mean, as soon as it's like a baptism, it's like the GP in war and bring you out. You feel like I'm a human being, really. So somebody care about me like
questions.
this.
I didn't even know how to answer. What do you do?
Yes.
Nobody ever asked me that.
Build the character. It's the character. They built it over a long time. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Baba, instead of me to become a social media role model, the activist,
I know, Yves. It's crazy. Maiyegun, your DNA is different.
You get me?
Nobody can compare. Your DNA is different.
Some of them are wondering, why is this guy always angry? You are living in the UK. Your life, face your life. I was like, we're going to kill you. Which life? And that's how I'm still here today. But things have even gone worse than 12 years.
Yes, of course now. It's gone worse now. My friend, my woman was telling me the other day, say she wanted to buy yam. The yam that was already like dried up. It says 7,000 for one piece of yam. I said, that's crazy. You know what I actually, people say 10,000 now. Some people are just, I see it online. I don't know how you get all your sources, but you get video straight to where Wiki dance.
Once they drop them, it go find its way around me. The longest will be like 24 hours. I don't see him today. I'll see it before I sleep this evening, and I will show you tomorrow.
I'm telling you.
It's that bad. People are cutting. They have been cutting bread. They have been cutting yam. I said, come, mister. Agreed. Right?
They used to do even when I was on, they cut bread now. Those girls that used to serve bread, bread.
They'll cut it. The big one.
Okay, yes. Not be father. Yeah.
You get bread.
Yeah, right. Now, it don't change. The narrative don't change.
You don't want
exactly. The bread too strong, sir. Exactly. Now heavy bread.
I say when I was a little kid, yes, we've had that. I have never seen yam cut. Because
then they cut yam. Because when you cut yam, say it will begin dry now.
Except if the yam
they look fine.
Yeah, if the yam when they are packing them, and you buy them cheaper and say, "Man, I buy them from you, customer."
Exactly, because it don't break. Yeah.
Yeah. I have never seen where they sliced and peeled yam and they put them on the tray. Peeled yam, 100 naira per.
I never see that one. No.
Never in my life. It's in Nigeria now.
Are you serious?
It's in Nigeria. What kind of is that?
Yes. Maiyegun, what I actually want to say is that people think that, God is like a gentle God. You understand? Say, live it for God. Don't live for God. Even when God wanted to take over the land of Canaan, he tell them to go around the city and make terrible noise. Imagine somebody come to your house in the middle of the night making a lot of noise. You go bust out. So, it's not a gentle approach. God does not use gentle approach. Even when when the negotiated, we tried negotiation with the Egyptian, they don't want agree. Now he said, okay, I follow now. So he left them in the Red Sea. All the things that I've seen in the Bible
it's
a man of war. The God of war. It's always been there. He's a man of war. He said from the time of John the Baptist, the kingdom of God suffered violence.
Because
I don't know. If everywhere they shake, they're not going to collect tithes now. If everywhere is scattered, they're not going to collect their money now. Yes, now if there's no peace, who will get time to go pay tithes? They like it like this. They're enjoying. Yes. Okay. Look at Samson in the Bible. God gave him strength to be able to destroy people. Where they affect. You understand? Even look at David and Goliath. David cut the head of Goliath. God is not like a gentle person to look at him.
Christianity
You understand?
history, there's nothing peaceful about Christianity.
It's not
They
peaceful.
were warriors, they were fighters. They
were
have a name
warriors.
for them.
The Jesus Christ that came to die for us, it was through violence. You understand?
People
They killed him.
Salvation Army where they wear uniform now. The Salvation Army wearing uniform and all of that doing this peace thing. They think that from the word go, Salvation Army now for peace. Not be so. Not because not be gentle person. God, you go there, go take it by force. You understand? What is for you? You don't have to negotiate about it. Are you getting me? You grab it. You don't even run away with it because it's yours. That is what is not yours. You grab. You take and you run because it's not yours. I mean, if you collect your thing, you say, come fight me now, your own. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't understand Nigeria. You see Kenya. That's why I say, that Kenya has a future. They have a future. For them to stand up, they don't care. They face the bullet. I don't understand. Nigeria is just Nigeria. I know you always say, you're always saying it. You say Nigeria is just joking. They are still playing. They never see anything yet. Believe that too. But I just know
that
some people don't believe that they will ever break loose. I said no. No human will not break loose. It's just a matter. I know a lot of us want it to have happened like us yesterday. And you know something, right? The day this thing will happen. A lot of us who have believed, who have been waiting for so long, guess what? All those weights, all those things, we'll forget them that moment. It could be
of course. They say when God turned the captivity of Zion. Yeah, they say when God turned around the captivity of Zion, that it was to them that dream. It will be like dream.
Nothing will come out of that. You see, once that spark meets the explosive, you go feel it. Me and you will feel it.
See,
you will begin to see organizing protests in your city, right there in the US. Here in the UK.
Exactly.
You don't read.
I mean, scientifically, something get heated up. Now just small spark remain.
It just explode.
Small remain. Now pressure, pressure now, because there's an increase in pressure, increase in temperature.
That's right.
As soon as it reaches, now the physics is that, now like law of nature. Once the temperature don't increase to a certain level.
One trapper will be like, well, I don't believe you not see. They are used. I say, calm down, Baba.
Those people, they will not see where to run to.
When the shit hit the fan. We always say it.
Those people who think that they have, you don't see the army, you don't see where we go exile. I mean, when they run come abroad will not contain them. They say they will run to the mountain will not contain them. They will be looking for death. They will not see death. That's how it's going to be like those evil people.
Enough to witness it, and we will be like,
no, we'll leave.
My eyes paining me. Some of you will be on this program, by the grace of God, to say, Maiyegun, is this happening? I say, yeah, it's happening. Oh my God, is this real? I say, yeah, it's real. Right? Because the way they are pushing these people, give it time. That's why I pray that they shouldn't stop. They should not change. They should continue to feel so powerful that people can't do anything. That's what that is needed. All that's needed.
The thing is that they say pride goes before a fall. Like they say in local parlance, they say that the gods want to destroy people. They will first of all make them crazy first. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it will be so hard for them to even find a place to reside. Abroad, though, they will see chance because they're going to fear to walk out the streets. Because if you read the Psalm 126 verse 1, it say when the Lord brought back the captivity of Zion, it was like men who dreamed. It would be like as a dream in our eyes. Yes, you're like, wow, is it possible? Is it possible? Because sometimes in the Bible they said, I'm sorry on the quote too.
I enjoy your
quote. He said there's a time in Israel when God said the so and so rice will be cheap. So they'll be free. You know what I'm saying? That some people could not believe it. Actually it happened. The people who did not believe it were trampled upon. See? You understand? Because they did not believe it.
You know what we say? We have a saying in Yoruba as well. Okay. Those who are I'll say it in Yoruba first so that those who are listening who are Yorubas will understand, right? I got any right? That simply means that whoever says this sacrifice should not work, now that person will go take back the sacrifice when we won't finish up.
Exactly. Now the same thing.
Enabling the criminals today standing up. I stand with thiefnubu. I stand with this. I stand with that. They are going to be the super yo of the revolution. They are here watching me. You better change. Because now they go take back the whole sacrifice once they want to sacrifice all these rogues, because it's going to happen. And I say something too, right? I say, any politician, any of these rogue politician that is dead, when that will happen, should be so grateful. Their family should be
grateful. Yeah, should be so grateful.
I save them from what is coming. We'll see.
But we know say bad people know they could die now, so no worry. They are around.
Let them stay there, because let them try to keep pushing. We did here. You call it pressure, right? We'll keep
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Because I know there's a future in that country, but I don't know how it's going to look like, because I can't see the future, but I know there is somehow, whether it's going to be divided. But I just look at like say we are not ready. We are not so educated enough to be united. America, we have different culture. We have Spanish, we have Germans, we have Chinese. We are all under the law, and we all we live peacefully together. I mean, you go to a Chinese store, they laugh with you, they treat you well, they don't discriminate. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't know what's wrong with the black man, Igbo people, they have winch, you understand? But they use it for the advancement, AI, things, to advance their society. But African people, their own wizardry, or I say black people even go to Haiti, the way they do voodoo there. The way they do, say, my brother want to kill me, you can actually use your witch to prosper your family, make them a billionaire status. Why are you using it to kill people or destroy people? I don't understand.
That's why it is called witch. But it's not witches.
Yes.
Those who have this imaginary power,
witchcraft. If you see the way they use
to paint your face black, on the turn the highlight. What you want to do, Benny? Go find something to eat. Say my blood.
Exactly. I don't understand.
It is what it is, man. Thank you so much, Festus.
Mr. Maiyegun, thank you for your time, man. You are so wonderful. Thank you for your wonderful time. Yes, your precious time. God replenish you day and day. That your British tea, we know they get that for you, because they stay awake like all this tea where they do, they stay awake for 3 hours on the. I won't come by
see my body now. I'm supposed to get weight, get something, get this or that.
I know. And somehow, I know you drink tea a lot. It got a lot of caffeine now. A lot of caffeine. You got to slow down.
Oh, that too, right? I need to stop it. Okay?
I want to, go for some nice nutrition, liquid nutrition. You like person you like to be swallowed too much.
You see the issue with this, right? You know how to be, right? So they get all this nutrition, okay? Maybe say that they give you supplements in a different way. I got mix.
Right. Exactly.
If he mix better like Semo, which
I know.
I rely more on Semo than all those things, and they are telling me to get on them, get on this. I said no, they don't taste well like Semo. So for one of these days, okay, I'm going to appear on your screen, and a lot of people are going to be like, "Oh, I remember when Maiyegun used to be like that." But it's still proper now.
I know. Maiyegun, but it's better because it's healthy, because overweight not good.
Stay safe, man. Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you very much.
You too. So that's a Pestos there, brother. Now I have another caller as well, but I just want to quickly implore those of us who are still here and haven't really paid their offering, that is like the broadcast, and share it. Please do. Before it is too late. Here is another caller. Hello.
Hello, Maiyegun Baba.
That is Yima. Is that you?
Yes, so
Yima, good do, dear brother. Adeo. Yourself?
Adeo, how's the family?
Thank God.
Okay, send me word to everybody. We are good. Nothing do Momuma now. Nothing do Momuma.
Right.
Bible,
brother.
I don't even know where to start for Bible, because everything just did like see they mix all the nonsense inside one pot or one plate, make a person chop.
It's endless, man. Somebody said, when I get good news from Nigeria, I'm like,
What good
why
news?
don't you go and listen to maybe Davido's new release? If you want to feel
No,
good,
no, no. You should go and watch. You should go and watch
listen to Burna
NTA.
Boy. What? Or Sabine?
Go and watch NTA. Go and watch NTA, Baba.
Even
Make him go watch
NTA
NTA. NTA, they get good news for Nigeria.
That one self will even depress you. If they are not doing they are like doing turbaning somewhere. You go see someone when they climb horses. Say, this is a polo field in Kano and the 67th polo tournament. What do you see on there? Nothing.
It's a shit show, Baba. Just a shit show.
Yuma.
Man, Baba. Aye. I've been one call like some 2-3 days ago when you showed the call giving Ministry of Livestock. But something just said don't call because the kind of vex for the vex they talk that time. You just cut me off, Maiyegun. It is ridiculous. This is to prove to you that most of your leaders did not go to school. Basic education they don't have.
No.
If I ask you to provide Kolu's school certificate now, it will turn story. Not to talk of degree.
Start having a fight.
But this move of creating a livestock ministry has proven to you that this man did not go to school. Because if he went to school, this is simple secondary school agriculture, agric science, where they tell you that in agric you have livestock, then you have farming.
Mm-hmm.
So why are you now creating a ministry of livestock? It doesn't. I don't even know how to even start with it.
And he also said, he's creating that in order to end farmers-others clashes. Does that even make any sense?
How?
A ministry of
Nigerians ask questions.
Is what will end farmers, terrorists killing farmers.
How? Please, can you tell me how? Can you tell me how? Because it's the same Mietiala that is the fourth. Is the fourth most dangerous,
deadliest terror group in the world.
Group that you are giving the ministry. Is that not 007 you are doing? License to kill. Tomorrow now they will come to Benue State, present one paper and say the Ministry of Livestock says we should collect our local land.
Mm-hmm.
Is that not anarchy waiting to happen?
It is.
And then you now pack a fertilizer and give it to people, to your senator or this thing. Who are the farmers going to farm? Can you please tell me who are the farmers going to farm?
Akpabiole will go to farm.
Man, I don't understand this. I just don't understand the whole thing at all.
They are working hard, though. They are working hard to make sure that the renewed hope of Mr. President it become reality. We are working hard, and we'll do one by one.
That idiot came out. Oh, man, that idiot came out now. He's not telling us that. Man, sometimes when I think about the whole thing, I just like my body go just weak. And that's why they won't call in the game. They fool everybody there, and everybody is just walking about it. Listen to a Kenyan politician talk. No, I mean just listen to a Kenyan politician talk. Now come back.
If somebody wants to lie to you, okay? See me. I believe that politicians are actors, but they have to be good actors to convince you.
Yes.
These criminal politicians in Nigeria, I swear, they can't convince
you.
They
don't need to put in any work. They don't need to put in any work. They just need to stand there, blab nonsense, and then everybody will just run with it. Absolute badadash. And they will just run with it. Look at that idiot that says he saw light at the end of the tunnel. At the end of the toilet. Now he's telling us
the end of the tunnel.
the end of the toilet.
That one, He who comes to a kill. You never hear that one. Now one guy I don't want to say his name, but I'm going to look for the video. He said, he who comes to a kitty. He who comes to a kitty. He who comes to a kitty must come with clean hands. I said, what?
And those are the guys you are paying 50 million, 30 million to?
Yes.
Every month?
And now.
And you expect them to have a sane. Oh my goodness. Are those who are supposed to make laws for you? Nigerians are never serious.
No,
when are serious?
Everyone's faces. Nobody can claim ignorance anymore.
No, you know.
Who are you deceiving?
You know, you were just denying.
You
were just denying. You were denying. You didn't want to admit your fault.
Yes.
And the first thing you need to do when you want to solve a problem is to admit that you have that problem. That is when you can now go about looking for solutions. But Nigerians are not admitting that they have a problem, but they are looking for solutions. So they hear me. I don't tell you before, Maiyegun, I did observation post.
Yes.
See my seat, see my drink. I sit down, they look them.
In fact, you should try, because it's going to be a long watch. Yuma, if your seat is a recliner, let it be a recliner seat. Okay.
You self know now.
So that you can also
let that recliner. Let that
knee. Also stretch leg as we are watching. People wait talk say we go cry, yo. Baba.
Now we the way now. Now we the call really well as.
For don't drown in their tears now. 1 year.
Maiyegun, you remember when they say we are wailing wellers?
You get? Some of
who's
them
wailing now?
Maiyegun's diary to tell me Tinubu will be president. You this useless Maiyegun, nothing you can do about it. I said amen. You remember now? I said amen. He will be president. God will shame you that if Tinubu will be president. Amen. Majority of them they don't even get
Ebi Pawa, ó ti dojú ẹ̀ sìn bàbá. Ó ti dojú ẹ̀ sìn. Ó ṣe jàre ire bàbá.
Thank you so much. You have a good one too.
All right.
Cheers, man. Now let's go to the next caller.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Chief Maiyegun.
Baba.
Ọkùnrin mẹ́ta.
Kábíyèsí o.
Báwo ni kọ́ o?
Dáadáa ni o, Baba. How are you, sir?
Ẹ kú ló.
Well, ìlú kú ara ẹ̀ báyìí o.
Oga. Because Nigerians economic, socio-political, economics problem we continue devise all logics. In other words, there's no solutions to Nigerian problem. There's no solutions. Okay? And don't let me say there's no solutions. There are solutions.
Okay.
Let me say because Maiyegun said this. Because they might say on this platform, I don't want to be annoyed today. Because they might accuse us, say, okay, what is our solutions? You understand?
Well, they do that all the time. Now they accuse us of why are you negative? Why are you always talking about the bad? Why not? I say, okay. Now I help them. Tell them the solution. There is one solution.
Okay. Those one that saying that.
Yeah.
I think they are trying to be clever by half. How will you say there are solutions when you have PDP and APC as your political institutions? All right. How will you change? How will you solve the problem with the PDP and APC? PDP and APC, if you have Nigeria is doing what they call participating democracy.
Right.
All right. And then the first thing you need when you are practicing participating democracy is a functioning political party. All right.
Yes, sir.
Good on developmental agenda. Any sensible Nigerians, whether from north to east to west, professor down to the cleaner on the road, let them give me an associations, a political association in Nigeria today that have a resemblance of a political party. Let everybody
association of political criminals.
That's right. Before this program finished, please, even if you hate Maiyegun or like him, call and tell us or text and tell us, say, oh, there's a political party in Nigeria.
Absolutely.
PDP and APC are criminal, den of criminals.
Yes.
Okay. You cannot change
this new one. Labor is not new.
Yes.
Okay, it's not new.
Oh, yes.
But the one that thought they will use the movement of these concerned Nigerians who are yearning for a better country, they will use them well and not monetize it. See what's in this rogues inside that place are also doing, sir.
Maiyegun,
Baba.
Maiyegun, please, please. I call you. I always tell people you are my son. You are my son because I far older. I'm now 60. You understand? You are now around 40. So in other words, I can easily have you as my son, and you are behaving like somebody. You are behaving like somebody that is supposed to be my son as well. All right. So what we see, you see, let me tell you the reality.
Tell us.
You see, Maiyegun, if you see anybody that believes in these 1999 constitutions, you understand? Whether it's Afenifere, whether it's Anese, Arewa, obedient to any one of them, anyone that believes in these 1999 constitutions is a criminal. Please, Maiyegun, is a criminal. Let me give you a very good example. Now, look at obedience. Obedience, for example. Who are the obedience before? Are they not articulator?
They are what?
Are they not articulators?
No, they are not, sir.
When they do, say it again.
No, no, don't mix them up, sir. I'm not a mistake,
Yes.
See.
Carry on.
Don't mix Obi and obedient in that text, okay? So Obi is part of PDP. You see this Obi that you are hearing, who kind of backing Obi?
Yeah.
This one's no get political party.
Yeah.
You know that
Maiyegun,
this ones, sir, most of them, they've never participated even in politics ever. This is their first time. That's why it's easier for them to be.
Maiyegun, yeah, you are right. Yeah, you are right.
I don't want to mix them together, but if you want to talk about Obi, remove him and put him where he belongs.
Maiyegun,
sir.
Yes, let me tell you the reality. Okay. You see, I'm now 60. I'm now 60 years, and I'm well educated enough, even far more brilliant than their president they're having today. That's a reality. Now, but Maiyegun, I did computer system engineering. All right. Let me and I bring my certificate out. Let Tinubu bring his ordinary school certificate out. He doesn't have it.
He can't.
All right. So now, but what I wanted to say is this: you know, Nigeria is built up on different sentiments.
That is right.
You understand? And that is why. And that is why. And that is why, if we don't end Nigeria, we will continue blackmailing ourselves.
No doubt.
You understand? We are blackmailing ourselves.
Yes.
For example, now look at the last elections. Look at the last elections. Why Tinubu become president? You understand? Tinubu fight it out with the name of Yoruba people, Yoruba nations, to become president. Because the truth of the matter is this. In Buhari, what they call the chief megad, Buhari, that I fought for in 2015.
You did.
I was one that carried Buhari like in my head because their manifestos when they formed that APC in 2013. I was happy. These people are coming to rescue Nigeria. And I used all my life and my blood to campaign for Buhari. But I'm not a stupid person. Within 6 months, I saw where Buhari is going. I said, no, enough. This is a forgotten conclusion. This is I close that party within 6 months. You understand? I forget about them, and I continue telling them now. Don't follow, please, and I continue apologizing to people straight away. Please forgive me.
You were apologizing all through the time, and you were outspoken enough, though, right?
Oh, yes.
A lot of people will forgive you. Okay.
That's right. That's right.
People like yourselves too.
That's right. I mean? So now, if you now look at that elections, there's no election. There's no election in 2023. It's just a elections. You understand? And that is why it will continue in Nigeria till Jesus Christ come. See, that's right. You were able to convince me. Last time you were able to convince me about this obedience. Say at least they are bringing different revolutions. You understand? I agree. I agree.
Like even if we don't agree with them, saying they want to do election, they want to be part of this or that and the rest of that, but they are doing something, and that's right. Be wished away, because if there's going to be any revolution in that contraption, some things will have to happen. Some things will have to happen, and then the ready-made audience or the ready-made number for it, right? Also help. And that's why I always
You
tell you
know
that,
that.
even if you don't agree with them, right?
Yeah.
Don't destroy them, because if you do, you are helping Tinubu and his gang. That's what he wants. Destroy
Yeah.
everyone that
You
is
know what?
strong enough to challenge
Yeah.
him. And that way
Yes,
nobody can
Maiyegun.
tear anybody down. Go on, Baba.
Yes. You know what I wanted to say? You know what? You know my advice. You know my advice for obedient today.
Quickly.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
I love what they are doing as well, because at least they create one block, one side. You understand? I love what they are doing. But please, I want to beg them in the name of God today.
Right.
Please take that movement to go and back in up the Kano. Please. I beg them in the name of they are wasting their efforts.
But the problem
You
is that
understand?
the obedient have nothing to do with Kanu. They have nothing to do with
Aha.
Biafra.
This is where
Yeah, go on.
This is where the problem is.
No, hang on, sir. Hang on. You will love them to channel the strength of their union to also support and then bring out Nnamdi Kanu. I cannot agree with you.
Yeah, because let me tell you the reality. Let me tell you the reality. You know what happened in Kenya? Are you hearing me? You know what happened in Kenya?
Go on.
Aha. Maiyegun, please go and think about this. What happened in Kenya can never happen in Nigeria. You know why? You know why?
Why?
Why is this? Do you know, Maiyegun, I want to ask you a question. Do you know number one problem of Nigeria today? Do you know the number one problem? Could you know number one? The number one problem today is religion. You understand? And the number one problem, when you are now taking both religions, Islamic and Christianity, you understand? Islamic is even more dangerous for our existence as a people. Please let me realize this. I'm not a religious man anymore, but let me tell you the reality.
Like I'm just following you as you are making all the turn and all of that, and I just felt like, oh, I've missed you so much.
Look at Kenya. Look at Kenya.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
The Kenya today, if you look at the populations of Kenya, which is around almost 50 million people, you understand? Now, their religion here, if you get your phone now, if I'm lying, you understand? 88% of them are Christian.
Okay.
88.7% of them are Christian. Then you have about less than 10% or 9% as a Muslim. Then you have about 1.3 as Hindus. You understand? Something like that.
Right.
Okay? Now, that is one. That's right. In Nigeria, when you now take this our traditional religion out, Muslim and Christian in Nigeria are 50-50, and they dominated the space. Now, if you anywhere where you have Muslim Christianity and Islam dominated that place, that people there will never survive, because those two religions are just like drug people that are trying to gain ground. Yoruba, and that is why the problem in Nigeria, and that is why the problem in Nigeria, Yoruba will suffer more. You remember, if you go to the east, if you go to the east, they are slaves to one person, to one slave master, which is Europeans, through Christianity. Okay? When you go to the north, up north, they are slaves to one slave master, which is the Arabs. Okay? In Yoruba land, it's 50-50. We are slaves to two masters. And that is why, if care is not taken, I wish all the Yoruba people, whether whatever, they should stop their mumu buttons today. Christianity and religion, Christianity and Islam will make Yoruba people carry the last stubbornness of Nigeria. Because, for example, now, hello? Yeah, I'm listening. Yeah,
Elder, thank you so much.
Okay, okay, thank you
so much to review.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, thanks. Okay, yeah.
Thank you so much for all this.
Okay, thanks.
Good one. You have a good one, sir. So that's Elder Olaoluwa. It's been a long time. I've not heard from him. And I know that he's probably been doing everything to get on the program, but it's always so busy. So there are some impression I need to advise us here. All of you have a chance of listening to me this afternoon, okay? Because I don't know, I do my best. to be very clear enough of why some of us are here, and at the same time trying to give respect and recognitions to those who are really deserving it. But I don't want us to be hiding behind some level of long time held what do you call that again? The bias we have against ourselves. Now that's some clarity we need to do. If you are a member of this platform, it is really, really laughable. If you have been watching Maiyegun's Diary Political enough, and then you pick up a phone and call in here, and you are equating the obedient movement to the Igbos, or as the Ronukus, the Ronu Nazis, thiefnubu and his hateful, divisive politics that are pushing to tell you that because an Igbo man ran for president of Nigeria, his supporters called the obedient, they must be Igbos. I have seen people come on this platform and they couldn't really kind of balance it. I know outside this platform, a lot of you are being fed with so much propaganda, hatred. Social media dole them out all the time. You have every reason to believe some of the things they have told you, because somehow, you are reading something some other people are writing about your tribe or about your ethnic nationality. What the Yorubas are writing about your tribe, what the Igbos are writing about your tribe, what the Benis are writing about your tribe, and all of that stuff. So a lot of you are being fed with a lot. But it's time for all of us on this platform to stop trying. No matter how much you hide it, I can see it. There are many of you that are intentionally, and I know that intentionally, you always want to link Peter Obi, obedient, to IPOB. And it is actually one skilled, fraudulent way of hiding your bigotry. I'm saying it to you right now. You can't hide it for long. The obedient movement was started by the Yorubas, just for clarity, just in case if you are doubting. The strongest people behind the obedient movement in Nigeria are Yorubas. But the idea of you trying to kind of link it to the Igbos or link it to the IPOB is actually a very fraudulent way of hiding your bigotry, and it's time for people to kind of do better. Please do better. Every now and then, after Nefere, who happened to be one of those frontrunner pushing Obi, they are Yorubas. Peter Obi's godfather, Obasanjo, is a Yoruba. A lot of Yorubas have gone out of their ways. I have not seen Igbos who have taken positions on Peter Obi. I'm talking about those of them who are talking about politics in Nigeria, like the Yorubas. The Igbos are pretty much ready to be with their PDP and APC. So don't stop it. Please. It's becoming too obvious that even though you all kind of will say, you will come here and say, oh, I've been following Maiyegun for this time. But some of you still can't hide your bigotry towards the Yorubas. Some of you can't hide your bigotry towards the Igbos. Even though when you try to hide it here, I know. But please stop. Okay? Some of you are linking them, all of you are linking the obedient to the Igbos or IPOB. You know what you are doing. You do. Oh, the Igbos, I mean, the obedient, the obedient need to go back to the east and fix their region. Why should the obedient go to the east? Why? And you are not a bigot, Abi? Well, all these Igbo people, all these obedient, oh, Igbo, obedient, Shomadini. We can see it, oh. I just thought I should point it out. In case if all of you are not paying attention, I do. It's that time you stop kind of coming onto my platform, hiding behind your bigotry. Man, I want to see me. I have one advice for all the Igbos. You see, this Obi now, this Obi for Obi to be president, all this obedient, all these Igbos, they need to respect other people. We know, we can see your bigotry. Obedient is not Igbo. And if you want to be very, very much like, and why did they kind of trounce thiefnubu in Lagos? Were those who beat him in front of his Bodilon house, beat him at the back of his Bodilon house, were they Igbos? Alimosho local government, which is the headquarters of the AD, ACN, APC in Lagos, they were beaten there blue black, were they Igbos? Stop hiding behind your bigotry and continue to kind of, don't do that on my platform anymore, please. I'll continue to do my best to educate and enlighten a lot of people who want to be educated. There are people who don't want to. No matter what they hear on my platform, the bigotry stinks. And they do try to want to kind of hide it and all that. Please, save us. We are trying to save the coming generation from this bigotry, from this personal hatred, politically sponsored hatred, Igbos, Yorubas, this, that. Please, I beg you. I have somebody on the line, and I probably have left him there for too long. I don't know if he's still there. Hello.
Hello, Maiyegun. How are you?
And when I grow up, Ken, I'm going to pray that I have your patience. How are you?
Man. I'm fine.
I'm very well too, Baba. You decided to join us again today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In fact, you literally just responded forcefully on the last caller. It was so very frustrating to hear you going back and forth with him.
We've been here for years. I see people here who kind of feel like they just joined me yesterday, and it breaks my heart, though, right? You know, people talk in a way that I want to advise Obi. Why are you advising me? Why? Go and advise somebody else. I want to advise the obedient.
I mean, I will respectfully disagree to some extent. Some of the points he was laying out. Why I said so, Maiyegun, is that it's not as if I choose to be aggressive in response will change any trajectory of anything. I just feel like is the way he framed and tried to frame the whole thing, make it look just like everything.
Director Scott just kind of gave us a name to that. It's called the unconscious bias. It's not because they meant to be like that, but it's just pretty much like there is that bias there that a lot of people are trying to keep away. That when they talk, right, they want to speak clearly, but somehow it's still kind of there. You see me, I just want to advise my Igbo brothers. Why are you advising Igbo brothers? Why?
Yeah, exactly.
Why? You want to sound like, the reason why the Igbos are not, what is wrong with you? You are just repeating the rhetoric that you have been told. Igbos this, Yoruba that. It's like somebody coming onto my platform and say, I just want to advise the Yorubas. What the hell is wrong with you? What kind of advice that you're advising the Yorubas? Right? So I've seen all of that unconscious biasness or biases.
I mean, when I was in the military back home in Nigeria, I had various tribes: Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa. You just go list it. They're all there in the military.
And once they begin to say your people, let me see. You need to advise your people. That is bigotry. It is racism elsewhere. Racist, being racist. And in that contraption, it is bigotry garnished with tribalism. We need to do better. We need to do better. All of us. All of us need to do better now.
Oh, yeah. We have to do better because, trust me, you see, what we witnessed in Kenya, what we saw is an example of when people get to a point, when things get to a point where it goes beyond hunger, it goes beyond frustration, it goes beyond everything you think that is making somebody a raving madman. No, because people have gotten to a point whereby what is this? We've endured for months to years, and now these people think they can run us over. Okay, what did they do? They unite from various tribes, various organizations. What did they do? They went in there and do what a lot of people would not do. And that should be an example. That is why I'm very optimistic that, like you said, Maiyegun, that when it happens, when that will happen, and somebody calls in and say, "Is it happening, Maiyegun?" You say, "Oh yeah, it's happening." Yes. It is. We're getting there because it is obviously very clear.
The person who I get for mind, that two people, that Martinelli and one true emperor. I'm looking for that day. They would have to pick the phone and say, "Well, Maiyegun, okay, yeah, it's happening now." I say, "Yes, I told you." Those two people.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people believe that it's not going to happen. And sometimes I kind of feel like when, because of when, then I realize that it's going to happen, Ken. But the best we can do is to make sure that we educate the people before it happens, okay? So that when it happens, they can actually see it to the end, finish it, not stop midway for opportunities to take over from there. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Education will help, and that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. And the last but not the least, Maiyegun, when you played the video of Werewike's wife being inducted into the appeal court and what have you, I just said to myself, I said, you see, Maiyegun and myself and all the people in the Temple of Truth who first said it. It's been captured. Look at this one now. It's been kept in there now. And then, God knows the ones we don't know that are already there. So,
in fact, we do know, Baba, the list was everywhere. People can't do anything. Do you understand that?
Exactly.
Right? See,
yes,
the junior brother to the Chief Justice of Nigeria is the one in charge of the Judicial Council's finance. Okay?
Wow.
Then the Chief Justice of Nigeria that is retiring soon, two of his own children have been sworn in as judges of the High Court in Nigeria. Then I'm going to go look for the list. We are talking about children of the politicians, wives of the judges, children of the justices of some of these courts. They have put them all in the High Court. Some of them have been sent to magistrate courts. These are people who are just walking out of the law school. They haven't practiced law or practiced anything. They just walk out of law school. Boom.
Yeah.
Judge.
Oh, wow.
And give them 10 years. They will be in appeal court. They will be in the in the Supreme Court. So if you have any case, even your business may have any case in court. If a politician is interested in that case, you will lose. And that's the future of Nigeria. Their children will be protecting the legal stumbling block of their fathers or of their husbands or wives, right?
Wow.
As they move on. That's not future for a country, Ken. That's not a future.
No. It's not. Oh, it is not. Well, it is not. You are right, Maiyegun. But well, what can I say? At this point, my great job. Keep it up. You know, we'll keep up with the fight.
Bless you. And most of it is that once you come across it, you share it everywhere and let others also come across it as well. We need that enlightenment, and honestly,
I will.
Thank you so much. Okay, and you
have
a good afternoon.
You too. Bye.
Take care. So that's Ken, ladies and gentlemen, and that too is the end of the brunch time this afternoon. So I am going to put on the replay from last night. Ruto's action, sacking his cabinet, and what followed, right? So if you missed that yesterday, please take your time and maybe watch the replay live. It's going to be on your screen soon. Apart from that, right? Like, share this, and let's see later. I will see you later tonight. Thank you and good afternoon.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number 1. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ láwọn tó jódodo.
Maiyegun diary na ibi number one.
Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú.
Maiyegun diary na ibi number one.
Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun diary na ibi number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun diary na ibi number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun diary na ibi number one.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Maiyegun diary na ibi number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun diary na ibi number one.
Maiyegun diary politico.
Maiyegun diary na ibi number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun diary na ibi number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Maiyegun diary na ibi number one.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dódòdó.
Maiyegun diary na ibi number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.